Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god! I got nothing to review! I seriously don't know what movie I want to start off with! Not funny, Loki. I need a movie now, and I really don't want to do something people will expect. Hell no! I'm saving that for a really special occasion. No! Don't ever bring up that which cannot be named. Harry and the Hendersons? Never heard of it. Well, at least I have something to review. I'll get to research. Loki, you get the new opening up.
Job's a joke you broke, your love life's the away. It's like you're always stuck in second gear. When it hasn't been your day, your week, your month, or even your year. But I'll be there for you when the rain starts to fall. I'll be there for you when the big wind blows. I'll be there for you 'cause you're there for me too.
Well, folks, it's finally here. Season 2 has officially begun. Welcome to the real first episode of the season. Zip it. Anyway, instead of doing a really bad movie you all know, or something really good, I'm going to do one that I just recently saw. And it's one about the legendary creature known as Bigfoot, aka the Sasquatch. That's right, the ape-like man whose origins can be traced back to the 1840s, but wouldn't become well known until 1958. While we may never know what it really is, he's still used in our everyday culture. Why, he's cameoed in movies, used for commercialism, and was even parodied a few times. But this is probably the only movie I know of anyway that actually stars him. And that movie is Harry and the Hendersons. Released in 1987 by Universal Studios and directed by William Deere, you'd think after looking at the DVD box that this is something out of Disney Channel, especially if you were to have seen Under Wraps. But no, this was actually released in theaters. Just look at the poster. Now that has your attention. Mysterious eyes gazing at you while holding a flower. Could this creature be trying to be the next King Kong? What's this? When you can't believe your eyes, trust your heart? Yeah, let's just start. We open up with the cameraman stopping his way through the forest like if this were Bigfoot's point of view or something, while also changing to the point of view of another cameraman who is supposed to be two people.
Right. Of course, your new rifle gives you a little edge.
Am I the only one getting disoriented here?
And I killed it!
Oh no, they killed Phil Bunny's brother! These are our main characters, the Hendersons. We have Hunting Man George, played by John Lithgow, Housewife Nancy, played by Melinda DeLone, typical teenage girl Sarah, played by Margaret Langret, and finally Ernie, played by Joshua Rudoy, and he's certainly growing up fast.
It's my first blood.
You're a butcher, Ernie.
Back off, Sarah. It was him or me.
You should have seen the bong he had. It was huge. So yeah, typical movie family, nothing too special. Oh, look at the otter, look at the otter, it's so cute. Oh, hell yeah, mountain lion. Ooh, a bear. Yeah, they're milking the whole nature bit.
You're right, George. We will always remember this as our first camping trip when Ernie killed something, and you didn't.
Yep, he killed nothing on that camping trip, except Cousin It.
George, what is it?
I don't know. I hardly saw it. But it's got to be a bear.
Could it be a gorilla? What if it's still alive? What if it's in pain?
If it's still alive, it's probably not in a very good mood.
No way it's alive. You trashed him, Dad. The It's probably guts and eyeballs hanging off the bumper.
Why do I feel like this kid is going to be really annoying throughout the movie? So George goes to check it out, and after some unneeded interruptions from Ernie, we get that big reveal.
Dad. What if it's him?
Who?
Bigfoot. Holy shit.
What is it with children swearing in these older PG films? You'd think even back then they'd be against it. So thinking that it's Bigfoot, like Ernie said, they decide to take it home with them.
One of a kind. This thing could really be worth something.
I don't believe you just said that.
Oh, come on, Nan. It's all in how you look at it.
Ed! Whew, that was scary. So this time he checks to make sure it's really dead by checking his pulse. Okay, but with that said, that's going to be quite the plot hole for later, because if you're out for this long, you'd be dead. Elsewhere, we see Apollo Z Hack, if he was an older man with both eyes, scouting the area for Bigfoot, only to see that he's already been taken. Aries, I'm so close I can literally taste you. So the family makes it back home to Seattle, and after cutting away to not Apollo for a moment, to George having a quick dream about Bigfoot, he decides to examine this awesome creature, only to find that it got out. Quick, give him some jack links or else!
Somebody! Ah!
Are you alright?
Nancy, get my rifle quick!
Oh my god! Horrible smell!
Nancy, do something!
Do something! Do something! Do something!
Of course! The power of Glade will save us! Lure him away with that aromatic smell.
Oh no. My orchid! I was gonna keep that flower for the rest of my life. And you ate it! I don't care how big and ugly and smelly you are. You just can't go around eating other people's corsages. That was a bad thing you did. A bad, bad thing. Do you hear me?
Damn, she got balls to stand up to Bigfoot.
Boy, Sarah, you really pissed him off.
Stop swearing, you little twerp. So hilarity ensues as Bigfoot explores the house and destroys anything that gets in his way.
Oh, George!
I'm not gonna stand around while some animal destroys our house.
Dad, it's not an animal.
Screw you, kid. He acts just as curious as a cat and a gorilla would, combined into one. Well, you have a clear shot. Why are you hesitating?
I can't! Oh, look at him, he's pathetic.
So yeah, he feels sorry for the thing, for some reason, which only now we better understand after he does this. Well, okay, so he's a gentle giant of nature who respects all wildlife and is even intelligent enough to mourn the dead. What does this mean for the human cast?
Don't you look at me like that. I didn't kill the poor little things. Grandma didn't kill them. Some ranchers raised them and killed them. And they only did that because they knew somebody would buy them.
Anti-animal fashion message? Most likely. So now we subject to a little humor as the family tries to keep Bigfoot outside while they hide all of their animal trophies. Nothing really funny about that though, but at any rate, they eventually decide to call for help, and wouldn't you know it, the police don't believe them.
Where is it now, Mr. Henderson?
It's in the bathroom.
Hey, look! Say, I believe you have a Bigfoot in your house. First, we cordon off your neighborhood. Second, we evacuate your neighbors. And third, we send a whole train full of cops there to deal with the thing. I mean, fully armed and ready, Mr. Henderson. So unless you want to be responsible for wrongfully turning your neighborhood into a war zone, I suggest you drop this whole thing right now.
Because that's the typical reaction for all strange creatures of myth. Hi guys, a demon! Kill it!
No, Sergeant, no Bigfoot here. Irene. Oh, fine. Wonderful time. It's Irene. She's bringing the dog back. I couldn't stop her.
I'll meet her halfway.
Wow, next door or not, that was awfully quick. So by this point, it's gotten into that lighthearted comedy where the family has to hide Bigfoot from everyone while avoiding being spotted. Earlier it was all screams and chaos, but now it's just one more step away from being family pet that nobody wants.
Oh, Nancy. Can you imagine?
What is that smell?
What the hell happened? We decided to defrost the fridge.
Yeah, totally nothing out of the ordinary here. Just ignore the hand coming out of the laundry chute, or the floor lifting up. There's nothing wrong here.
Your arms. I'll lift you up.
Aw, he's just a big softie. Misunderstood and abused. So the family is starting to warm up to him, and even Bigfoot is starting to feel more like another person than just one big animal. And of course, Nancy is the only one thinking about his life while everyone else is about making money off him. Meanwhile, we meet our main antagonists of the movie, Dr. Wallace Wrightwood, played by the late Don Ameche, as well as the beret guy from earlier, Jock, played by David Suchet. The doctor is very interested in Bigfoot, to where he has an interesting layout for his museum.
Well, like I tell my customers, Bigfoot eat their dead.
I don't know why the hell I bother with you.
Because you figure I'm the only one who deep down wants to believe you, but I don't. Not anymore.
We both spent our whole lives chasing after that beast. And we both had to stare at ourselves in the mirror every morning and keep repeating, I'm not a fool. I'm not a fool. Only you finally blinked.
Or finally opened my eyes.
That's what they said after watching the Star Wars prequels a second time. Back at home, George shows off Bigfoot's new tricks.
Sit!
This will be great for the sitcom. Anyway, they try to get Bigfoot to go into the car so they can take him back to the forest by luring him with what could be McDonald's.
Great.
Wait a minute, we need a tender moment.
Your mom's right, Ern. I know it's hard. It's hard for me, too. But it's the right thing to do. Now, he's more of a man than an animal. You were the first one to see that. He deserves to be free. Mom's right, Ern. He's got to go back where he belongs.
So after finally giving him the name, Harry runs off all upset. George makes chase, hoping to find him before anyone else does, which sadly is too late to prevent.
Free, little Bob. Go back to the wild. Run, little Bob. Run free.
Great. That tender moment we had earlier ended up brainwashing the little kid into freeing his dog. So much for that hallmark moment. Anyway, George hears on the TV that Harry was recently seen, but Nancy tells him he needs to work as it's not their problem anymore. However, Jock gets the whereabouts to the family and tries to get information out of her.
Richard Smith. And I'm from the U.S. Forestry Service, and I'm investigating a possible roadkill with an animal.
Oh, it ran away. No. I mean, yes. But, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It walked into the woods. It didn't even live.
Walked.
Your consideration.
But he's still convinced he's out there, so he visits the shop that George works at to stock up on ammo. And it's here we get a little history about him.
Jacques Lafleur. He's always the first to show when these crazy sightings start up.
He bought some pretty serious ammo. 458s.
Before Sasquatch got under his skin, he was a Class A hunter. Well, where do you think claws came from?
Guy shot claws?
Yeah,
Why would he part with a trophy like that?
probably because it was the smallest one.
Damn! He kills a big bear and yet leaves it with them because it wasn't big enough? He should go after the grizzly bear from Grizzly. Worried, George goes to the library with a clerk with a really bad hair day in order to learn more about Harry's kind.
This book sucks. These pictures don't look anything like Harry.
Nan, it's no wonder people want to kill them. These books make them out to be monsters.
That's him.
No, that's Jacques Lafleur.
No, honey, this is Richard Smith, the forestry guy I told you about who came to our
Line?
house today. That lying bastard!
Back with Harry, he tries to find a way back home, only to find that it's impossible, and is even disoriented over the amount of urban technology driving about, which leads into a rather awkward slow shot. Anyway, George heads to the Bigfoot Museum that Wallace runs.
Dr. Wrightwood, I'm George Henderson.
Wrightwood ain't here.
Could I leave a message for...
Vital facts that could prevent an unnecessary and tragic end for the big fellow.
So he basically tries to get advice for handling Harry's kind by using a different name, but that doesn't go well.
I know what I'm talking about.
And I know it's closing time, so if you want to talk shop, then shop.
So what's that? The major award's Harry cousin? Oh, and apparently George found time to draw Harry.
Did you draw that?
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
And to think, only a couple days ago we ran him down and tried to make him our pet. Curious Harry, the curious little Sasquatch. Oh, what fun to stalk, scare, and spy. Oh my god, they're making human stew! And of course he's spotted, which draws the media's attention along with Jock. George, in the meanwhile, has to put up with his annoying employees and his father, played by Emmett Walsh.
How about you draw a big, full-size Bigfoot? Now, you make them real big, real scary. You know, like they're supposed to be, George, hands out. Big claws.
Then you'd be ripping off the poster from Grizzly. So we later see him drawing and... what's this?
It's Mr. Krabs' first dollar.
But anyway, he can't stand to draw him scary, as that's not at all how Harry is. In fact, this is where we get some character development for him.
My dad ever wanted me to draw anything, and what is it? A target for a bunch of bloodthirsty crackpots. One Christmas, when I was a kid, I begged him all fall for a set of paints, and he ends up giving me a BB gun. If I make him look mean and vicious, people are going to shoot first and then worry about the consequences. It's like drawing a wanted poster of your best friend.
So in short, he never really wanted to be a hunter, he just wanted to be an artist. I guess that's understandable since a real hunter would have killed Harry by now. As for his father...
See, you're not the only artist in the family. How's that for an arthritic old shooter, huh?
He can go to hell. So after getting a lead, George heads off to the last place Harry was seen, only to tell off the witness who claimed to have seen him for saying bad things about him.
Did you witness it happen?
Oh, what's your name, sir?
My name is George Hen.
George what?
George Hen.
Well, George Hen, you just made national television. Here's hoping no crazy people go after you. That night, Harry sees the news broadcast, and I guess he's happy to see him again. So much so that it leads to a rather funny moment.
Your hand.
Sorry, I
had a personal... What about Courtney? Quite possible.
Authorities are investing.
Silly Harry, you can't pull the TV that far. Sadly, the cops show up and secure the area, but luckily George was able to get in. And of course, this is why you don't ever sell guns to civilians. Everyone, including Rambo cosplayers, will find a reason to go out with them. So George and Harry finally reunite as George drives a garbage truck, which someone left running for some reason, as the two try to run from the cops. All while Jock tries his best to do away with Harry. Oh, damn you and your simple animal mind.
Oh my god!
So they escape, go home, and everyone is happy except for Sarah, who's done absolutely nothing but whine. That is until Ernie opens the closet door.
Harry, I know something he'll understand.
That's right, respect the wild and always bury your dead. Yeah, they're really against the whole taxidermy thing, aren't they? So they decide to keep him and even clean him up. Okay, that's funny.
They're creepy and they're kooky, mysterious and spooky. They're all together ooky, the Addams Family.
Thought I was gonna do a parody of that again, huh? So Jock calls Wallace to get him out of jail on account he found Harry, but instead the doctor contacts George and family to see about coming over for dinner, aka warn them about what happens to those who deal with a Bigfoot.
I started spending all the time I could spare searching for the beast, then I spent time I couldn't spare. That's how I lost my job and my friends.
So sad.
Well, I didn't tell it so you could cry in your sprouts or whatever that is, darling. I'm telling it so that your father won't make the same mistake.
Yeah, because he certainly got Bigfoot in the brain now that his guns are actually selling.
I remember what you told me when you came into my shop. Bigfoot can come live with us. We'll accept the responsibility. Can you imagine what a Bigfoot would do to your home?
Dr. Wrightwood, say hello to Harry.
Well, this went better than I thought. He's taking it rather well. Guess he's not so bad after all. He agrees to help them get Harry to a place where no one will find him, and decides to spend the night. Awkward. The next morning, Harry steals some of Irene's flowers so that he can... oh god.
Thank you. Forgive me, Harry.
Okay, that was funny. At any rate, Jock is here and still tracking him down, but misunderstanding occurs, but fortunately for him, Irene meets Harry. Wait, huh? How did they all get over there that fast without him noticing until the car roof went up? What, did they teleport out the door? Well, they slice his tires so that he doesn't follow, only for him to steal their car. Why nobody sees the Bigfoot sticking his head out the window and wailing is odd. But anyway, they soon arrive at the national park, and while they try to be sensible about the goodbye, George knows it's impossible, knowing Harry doesn't understand, so he has to be harsh.
Get out of here! Can't you see we don't want you anymore? Why can't you go back where you came from?
I'm surprised he didn't get hit for that. So Harry leaves, but they forgot one little detail. His footprints. So the family decides to try and trick Jock, but when Harry understands what's going on, he decides to face Jock himself.
Ba-da-da, ba-da-da.
So eventually, the battle comes to an end. George and Jock have a short argument about who is right, only to be stopped by Harry. And Jock finally realizes that he was wrong. So after a proper farewell... Okay. He leaves to go off with his own kind, which were here the whole time. At least until the sitcom comes around. So that was Harry and the Hendersons. How was it? Well, it was different. Okay, it wasn't bad. Just underwhelming. For one thing, the film feels longer than it needs to be. Some scenes could have been cut, and some needed to be trimmed down. The characters were mostly forgettable, though Ernie bugged the hell out of me. And the acting tends to vary from mild to meh. While the Harry costume reminds me of Ed, it works better here since it's the late 80s, and we are dealing with Bigfoot, so it's not really meant to be accurate. Story-wise, the moral isn't bad. Don't always assume something unless you see it yourself, but it's mixed with messages like hunting is bad or don't use animals for fashion, which kinda overshadow the big message. Really though, this film would be a lot more interesting if it focused on the family more and how far they would go to protect Harry. It's there, but a little more would cement what they were going for, especially for George. Overall, it has enough heart to where it's watchable, but it's not for everyone. Watch at your own leisure. Well, that's all for now. I'm the Media Hunter, and what the heck? No. No, it can't be.
You touched my life and turned my heart around. It seems when I found you, it was me I really found. You opened my eyes and now my soul can see a moment maybe